My name is Sophia Reynolds. I'm 31. Last Tuesday at 6:47 a.m., I was standing in the hospital parking lot in my scrubs, staring at my phone screen while my mother screamed at me that I was selfish for not sending another $1,100 mortgage payment when I'd just worked a 14-hour shift saving a cardiac arrest patient's life. "You have a good job, Sophia," my mother Evelyn said, her voice sharp enough to cut through the morning cold. "Your father and I are barely scraping by. Brooke needs help with her student loans. But you just keep spending on yourself." I was too tired to argue. My hands were still shaking from compressions. I'd lost the patient at 5:32 a.m., watched his wife collapse in the hallway, then clocked out and found 17 missed calls from my family. "I sent you money 3 weeks ago," I said quietly. "The mortgage payment, the insurance. I've been sending—" "That's what family does, Sophia." My mother's voice went cold. That tone. The one that meant I was being difficult again. "Or are you too important now that you're a charge nurse?" Before I go on, if stories about standing up for yourself mean something to you, please hit like and subscribe and tell me in the comments where you're watching from right now and what time is it there. I hung up. I sat in my car and I cried for exactly 4 minutes because that's all the time I had before my next shift started at 7 a.m. Let me take you back 6 years to when things were different. I was 25, sitting in my grandmother Evelyn's kitchen, the one with the yellow wallpaper and the smell of cinnamon rolls that meant Sunday morning. She was 81 then, her hands still steady as she poured coffee into the blue ceramic mugs she'd had since before I was born. "Sophia, baby," she said, sliding a small velvet box across the table. Inside were her pearls, the ones her own mother had given her. "These are for you. Not for your sister, not for your mother, for you." I tried to give them back. "Grandma, these should go to Mom," or, "Your mother has enough." Her voice was firm, kind but firm. "And Brooke, well, Brooke has your parents' attention. You have my heart. These pearls are yours. I'm writing it down. Officially." She pulled out a small notebook and wrote in her careful cursive, "Pearl necklace and matching bracelet. To Sophia Reynolds, my granddaughter. Appraised value $2,400. Given with love. Evelyn Marie Hartley, June 14th, 2020. "Keep this safe," she said, tucking the note into the box. "Sometimes the people who should protect you are the ones you need protection from." I didn't understand what she meant then. I do now. The first betrayal came 8 months ago, on a Saturday morning at 9:15 a.m. I was at my apartment, finally enjoying a day off, when my sister Brooke showed up unannounced. She was crying, real tears, the kind that made her mascara run. "Mom and Dad are going to lose the house," she said, collapsing onto my couch. "They're 3 months behind on the mortgage, $3,300. They're too proud to ask, but Sophia, they raised us. They sacrificed everything." My stomach dropped. 3 months? Why didn't they say something? "Because you've been so focused on your career." Brooke's voice had an edge. "You got that promotion. You're making good money now. They didn't want to burden you." I pulled up my bank account. I had $4,200 in savings, money I'd been putting aside for, I didn't even know what, a vacation I'd never take, a car that wasn't 10 years old. "I'll send it today," I said. Brooke hugged me. "You're the best sister, seriously. I tell everyone how generous you are." I sent $3,300 that afternoon. My parents called an hour later. My dad Robert's voice was thick. "Sophia, sweetheart, you didn't have to do this." "Family helps family," I said, echoing my mother's words. "That's my girl," he said. 2 weeks later, Brooke asked for $340 for insurance, then $280 for their car payment, then $150 for groceries because Dad's back is acting up and he can't work overtime. I sent it all, every time. By December, I'd sent them $6,820 total. That's when I went to visit for Christmas Eve. I pulled up to their house at 6:30 p.m., a casserole in my hands because my mother had said they couldn't afford a big dinner this year. The house was dark except for the living room windows. I walked in without knocking. We were family. My mother was standing by the fireplace, laughing, a glass of champagne in her hand. My father was opening a bottle of wine. Brooke was on the couch, showing them something on her phone. Sophia! My mother's smile didn't reach her eyes. You're early. I looked around. There were shopping bags everywhere. Designer labels, Nordstrom, Macy's, at least 15 bags. I thought you said you couldn't afford Christmas dinner? My mother's face hardened. We scraped together a little something. You didn't need to bring anything. But the mortgage, I said slowly. The insurance, the car payment. I've been sending, and we appreciate it, my father said quickly. Times are tough, Sophia. You know that. Brooke stood up. God, Sophia, do you have to keep a ledger? We said thank you. I looked at the bags again, at the champagne, at my mother's new bracelet that definitely wasn't costume jewelry. I need to see Grandma, I said. She's tired, my mother said. She doesn't want visitors. I went anyway. Grandma Evelyn was in her room, sitting in her chair by the window. She looked smaller than she had at Thanksgiving. Sophia, her face lit up. Come here, sweetheart. I sat on the floor next to her chair. Grandma, did you give Mom your bracelet? The silver one with the sapphires? Her smile faded. What bracelet? The one Mom's wearing downstairs. Grandma's hand went to her jewelry box on the dresser. She opened it. Her hands started shaking. My pearls, she whispered. The ones I gave you. Where are they? My heart stopped. What do you mean? I have them in my apartment in the safe. No, her voice cracked. I went to check on them last week to make sure the clasp was still secure. They're gone. The box is empty. The note I wrote, gone. I pulled out my phone, called my apartment building's security office, asked them to check my door lock history. The log showed 2 entries in the past month. Both times I'd been at work on 14-hour shifts. Both times my sister had my spare key because she'd asked to water my plants while I was covering extra shifts. November 8th, 2:15 p.m., badge scan. Brooke Reynolds. November 22nd, 11 a.m., badge scan. Brooke Reynolds. I felt something crack inside my chest. Not my heart. Something harder, something that had been holding me together. I went back downstairs. Brooke was filming herself trying on my mother's new coat for her social media. She had 340,000 followers. She called herself a lifestyle influencer. Brooke, I said quietly, where are Grandma's pearls? She didn't even look up from her phone. What are you talking about? The pearls Grandma gave me, the ones that were in my apartment, you took them. My mother's face went white. Not guilty white, angry white. How dare you accuse your sister of theft, she said. I'm not accusing. I'm asking. The building log shows she was in my apartment twice. The pearls are missing. Brooke finally looked at me. Her expression was so cold. Grandma gave those to me, actually. She changed her mind. Said I'd appreciate them more since I actually know how to present myself in public. It was such a perfect lie. So confident. So cruel. That's not true, I said. Are you calling your sister a liar? My father asked. I looked at all of them. At Grandma Evelyn's empty jewelry box upstairs, at the shopping bags, at my mother's new bracelet. I want them back, I said. They're sold, Brooke said casually. I needed money for rent. Got $800 for them. They weren't even real pearls, so honestly, you should thank me for getting anything. I felt my face burn, not from embarrassment, from rage so pure I could taste copper. They were real, I whispered. They were appraised at $2,400. Then I got ripped off, Brooke said. Sue me. My mother stepped between us. Sophia, I think you should leave. You're being dramatic. I've sent you almost $7,000 in 4 months, I said. For a mortgage you're not behind on. For insurance you can clearly afford, while you stole from Grandma and me. Stole? My father's voice went dangerously quiet. You think we stole from you? I think Brooke did. And you let her. My mother's face twisted. You are so selfish. We raised you. We fed you. We put a roof over your head. And now that you have a little success, you throw it in our faces? I sent you $7,000. Which you could afford, my mother shouted. You make $68,000 a year, Sophia. You live in a one-bedroom apartment. You don't have kids. You don't have expenses. We're your parents. This is what children do. They help their parents. Something in her voice, the way she said, you could afford it. Like it wasn't about need. It was about access. Get out, my father said. I left. I sat in my car in their driveway for 20 minutes while Brooke filmed herself through the window, probably crying about how her toxic sister ruined Christmas. I didn't cry. I couldn't. I was too numb. I drove to Grandma's house the next morning. She was waiting for me. I know what they did, she said. I know what they've been doing. And I need you to listen very carefully. She pulled out her phone, showed me her bank statements. Transfers to my mother. 13 of them over the past year. $14,000 total. I gave them this money, she said. For their mortgage, they said. For medical bills. For Brooke's student loans. But look at these dates. I looked. The dates matched. Every time I'd sent my parents money, Grandma had sent them money too. Sometimes the same day. They're double dipping, I whispered. They're stealing, Grandma corrected. From both of us. And sweetheart, I need to tell you something. I'm not well. The doctors say I have maybe a year, and I've been preparing. She handed me a small envelope. Don't open this now. Keep it safe. When the time comes, and it will come, you'll know what to do. Grandma, I love you, little star, she said. That's what she'd called me since I was 6. And I'm not going to let them take everything from you, not while I can still hold a pen. 3 months later, Grandma Evelyn moved to a care facility. Not because she wanted to, because my parents insisted she needed round-the-clock care that cost $4,200 a month. Guess who they asked to help pay for it? I was working a double shift when my mother called. It was 11:47 p.m. I was in the break room, eating cold pizza, trying to stay awake. Sophia, we need to talk about Grandma's care, she said. The facility costs are… I can't, I said. I'm sorry. I can't afford it. Can't or won't? I don't have the money, Mom. Silence. Then, you just don't want to help your own grandmother. That's not… She hung up. The next day, I got a text from Brooke, a screenshot, posted to her Instagram story. 340,000 people saw it. The caption: when your sister makes $70,000 a year but won't help pay for Grandma's nursing home, family disappoints you in the worst ways. My phone exploded. Messages from cousins I hadn't spoken to in years, old high school friends, coworkers. Is this true? Wow, Sophia, that's harsh. Your poor grandma. I tried to explain, sent messages, called people. No one believed me. No one. Because Brooke was crying on camera, and I was the villain in her story. I got called into my supervisor Marcus's office 2 days later. Sophia, I need to ask you something, he said carefully. Are you having financial troubles? Because if you are, we have resources. I'm not. What? Why? He showed me his phone. Brooke's Instagram. She'd posted again. Update. My sister blocked me for asking her to help with Grandma's care. She'd rather spend money on herself than her dying grandmother. I'm heartbroken. Hashtag family first. Hashtag toxic siblings. This isn't true, I said. I've been sending them money for months. They're lying. Marcus looked uncomfortable. I believe you, Sophia. But other staff have seen this. And there are questions about your judgment. My judgment? About your ability to handle stress, to make sound financial decisions, to maintain professional boundaries. I felt the room tilt. Are you suspending me? No, but I'm recommending you take some personal time. A week. Get this sorted out. I took the week. I spent it trying to find my bank statements, my receipts, anything to prove I'd been sending money. But I'd been sending it through Venmo, to my mother's account, with notes like for mortgage and insurance help, and my mother had deleted them all. On day 4 of my suspension, my phone rang. Unknown number. Miss Reynolds, this is Patricia Vance from Grandma Evelyn's care facility. I'm calling because there's been a situation. My hands went cold. Is she okay? She's fine. But your mother came by today with legal documents, power of attorney. Said she's been appointed to handle all medical and financial decisions for Mrs. Hartley. That's impossible. Grandma would never. The signature looks legitimate, Miss Reynolds. And unless you have documentation proving otherwise, I'm legally required to honor it. I drove to the facility, demanded to see Grandma. They wouldn't let me in. Family only, the receptionist said. I am family. Your mother has placed you on a restricted visitor list. I'm sorry. I called Grandma's cell phone. My mother answered. Sophia, Grandma doesn't want to see you right now. She's very disappointed in your behavior. Let me talk to her. She's resting. The stress you've caused has been very hard on her. Mom, please. Maybe if you'd been more supportive, things would be different. Actions have consequences, Sophia. She hung up. I sat in that parking lot for an hour. I called lawyers, 3 of them. They all said the same thing. Without proof that the power of attorney was forged, there was nothing I could do. I went back to work the following Monday. My coworker Carla pulled me aside. Sophia, I'm sorry about your grandma, she said. I saw your sister's posts. If you need to talk. It's not what it looks like, I said. She touched my arm. I know family stuff is complicated, but maybe consider their perspective. They're probably just worried about her care. Even Carla believed them. That night, I opened the envelope Grandma had given me back in December. Inside was a single piece of paper, a note in her handwriting. Sophia Little Star. If you're reading this, they've already started. I've been tracking everything. Every lie. Every dollar. I love you, trust me. Keep this safe. More will come. Grandma Evelyn. And underneath, a phone number. I called it. A man answered. Professional voice. Hartley Estate Planning. This is Jonathan Marsh speaking. My grandmother told me to call this number. Evelyn Hartley? Miss Reynolds, he said immediately. I've been waiting for your call. Can you come to my office tomorrow at 2 p.m.? What is this about? Your grandmother's estate, and a rather elaborate insurance policy against your family. I went. Of course I went. Jonathan Marsh's office was in a gray building on Northwest 23rd Avenue, small, discreet, the kind of place you'd never notice. He was maybe 55, with kind eyes and a briefcase that looked older than me. Your grandmother hired me 9 months ago, he said. She was very specific about her instructions. She predicted almost exactly what your family would do. He pulled out a folder. Inside, bank statements, copies of Venmo transactions, screenshots of Brooke's Instagram posts, medical records. Your grandmother has been documenting everything, he said. Every request for money, every transfer, every lie they told. She's been forwarding me copies of texts, emails, even voice recordings from her phone. Recordings? He pressed play on a small device. My mother's voice, crystal clear. Evelyn, we need another $2,000 for the property taxes. We're going to lose the house. Grandma's voice. Didn't Sophia just send you money for that? My mother, irritated. Sophia sent money for the mortgage. This is different. Evelyn, do you want us to be homeless? Jonathan stopped the recording. Your grandmother sent them $2,000 that day. Later that week, your parents went to Hawaii, first class. Your grandmother found the tickets in your mother's purse during a visit. He showed me photos. My parents. On a beach, drinks in hand, posted to my father's private Facebook. Date stamp. Same week they claimed they were struggling to pay property taxes. Why didn't she tell me? I whispered. She tried. But every time she brought it up, your mother convinced her she was confused. Early dementia, your mother said. Your grandmother knew she needed proof. Indisputable proof. He handed me another envelope. This one sealed. Don't open it yet, he said. Your grandmother's instructions were very specific. She said you'd know when the time was right. But Miss Reynolds, whatever they're planning next, it's going to be big. And you need to be ready. 3 weeks later, I found out what big meant. My mother called at 7:14 a.m. on a Tuesday. Sophia, we're having a small family gathering for your birthday next month. Just close friends and relatives. We'd like to clear the air, start fresh. I didn't trust it. Mom, I don't think that's a good idea. Sophia, please, we're family. I know things have been tense, but this is important. We miss you. Something in her voice. Too sweet, too careful. What kind of gathering? Just dinner, at our house. Nothing fancy, maybe 40 people. Your aunts, your uncles, some cousins, people who care about you. 40 people. I don't. Brooke wants to apologize, my mother said quickly, publicly. She knows she handled things poorly on social media. She wants to make it right. I thought about Grandma, about the envelope sitting in my drawer, about Jonathan Marsh's words. Whatever they're planning next, it's going to be big. Okay, I said. I'll come. Wonderful. March 15th, 6 p.m. Oh, and Sophia? Wear something nice. Brooke wants to take family photos. She hung up before I could respond. I called Jonathan Marsh. They're planning something, I said. A gathering. My birthday. 40 people. Then that's your moment, he said. Open the envelope. Follow your grandmother's instructions. And trust me, Miss Reynolds, she's 3 steps ahead of them. I opened the envelope that night. Inside was a letter, and a USB drive, and a key to a safe deposit box. The letter was in Grandma's handwriting, dated 6 months ago. Dear Sophia, my little star. If you're reading this, then they've already done what I knew they would do. They've isolated you. They've stolen from you. They've turned people against you. And now they're planning something public, something designed to humiliate you completely. I know because your mother did the same thing to me when I wouldn't co-sign a loan for their vacation home in 1997. She staged an intervention in front of the entire family, told everyone I was becoming senile, that I needed to be protected from myself. It worked. For 2 years, no one listened to me about anything. She's going to do it to you, too. But sweetheart, I've been recording everything. Every conversation, every request for money, every lie. The USB drive has it all. Timestamps, bank records, screenshots, voice recordings. Everything you need. The safe deposit box is at First National Bank on Hawthorne Street, box 247. Inside is the original copy of my will. The real one, the one I filed with the state. It leaves everything to you. The house, the savings, the trust fund I never told anyone about, $147,000. Your mother knows about the trust. She's been trying to get access to it for 3 years. The power of attorney she forged? That was her last attempt. But she doesn't know I changed the beneficiary 6 months ago. She doesn't know about Jonathan, and she definitely doesn't know about the recordings. At your birthday party, they're going to ambush you. They're going to accuse you of terrible things in front of everyone who matters. They're going to try to break you. Don't let them. Play the recordings. Show them the bank statements. Let them bury themselves with their own words. You are not selfish. You are not ungrateful. You are not what they've called you. You are my granddaughter. You are a charge nurse who saves lives. You are generous to a fault. You are loved. And Sophia, when this is over, when you've shown everyone the truth, I want you to do something for me. Walk away, not out of anger, not out of revenge, but because you deserve a life that isn't funding their lies. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it, but I'll be watching from wherever I am, proud as I've always been. All my love, your grandma. P.S. The recordings of them discussing the intervention are in folder 12. They planned it in detail, including what Brooke would say to the camera. I read it 3 times. Then I went to the bank, opened the safe deposit box, found the will, found more documents. A full accounting of every dollar they'd taken from Grandma, every forged signature, every lie, and I made copies of everything. March 15th arrived like a storm I could see coming but couldn't avoid. I put on the dress my mother had bought me for Christmas, one of the shopping bags from that night, navy blue, conservative, the kind of thing you'd wear to look apologetic. I drove to my parents' house, parked 2 blocks away, sat in my car for 10 minutes, the USB drive in my purse, my phone recording. Inside, the house was full. My mother hadn't lied about that. 40 people, maybe more. Aunts, uncles, cousins, family friends, even some of my old high school teachers. There was a microphone set up in the living room, a small podium, like a press conference. Brooke was filming everything on her phone. Her camera operator, some kid she probably paid an exposure, had a real camera. Sophia! My mother rushed over, hugging me. You made it. We're so glad you're here. My father kissed my cheek. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I looked around. Everyone was watching me. The room felt like a trap. My Aunt Marlene approached, her face sympathetic. Sophia, honey, we're all here because we love you. Love me, I repeated. We're worried, she said. Your mother called us, told us what's been happening, the money issues, the way you've been treating your grandmother. My stomach dropped. That's not. The microphone squealed. My mother was standing at the podium. Everyone, thank you for coming, she said. Her voice was trembling, emotional. I know this is unconventional, but Robert and I felt we needed to do something. Our daughter Sophia is struggling, and we can't stand by and watch anymore. The room went quiet. This is an intervention, my mother continued, because we love Sophia, and we need her to hear how her actions are affecting all of us. I felt every eye turn to me, judgment, pity, confusion. Brooke stepped forward, still filming. Can I go first, Mom? My mother nodded. Brooke took the microphone. Her voice was soft, hurt. Sophia, I love you. You're my sister. But you've changed. Ever since you got that promotion, you've been different. Selfish. You stopped answering my calls. You accused me of stealing from Grandma when she gave me those pearls willingly. Lies, every word, but she said them so convincingly. And the worst part? Brooke's voice cracked. You won't help pay for Grandma's care. She's dying, Sophia, and you'd rather spend money on yourself than make sure she's comfortable in her final months. People shifted uncomfortably. Someone whispered. My father took the microphone. Sophia, sweetheart, we know you're under stress. Your job is demanding, but family comes first. We've always supported you. And now we need you to step up, not just financially, but emotionally. Your mother and I are doing everything we can for Grandma, but we can't do it alone. My mother took the microphone back. We're here because you're selfish, ungrateful, and tearing this family apart. There it was, the line she'd been waiting to say. The room was silent. Everyone was looking at me. This was the moment they expected me to cry, to apologize, to break. I reached into my purse, pulled out the USB drive. Can I borrow the TV? I asked calmly. My mother blinked. What? The TV. I have something everyone should see. Sophia, this isn't the time. Mom, you said this was an intervention. That means I get to speak too, right? She couldn't say no, not in front of 40 people. I plugged the USB drive into their smart TV, pulled up the first file. This is a recording from December 3rd, I said. 3 months ago. Mom, you called Grandma asking for money. Let's listen. I pressed play. My mother's voice filled the room. Evelyn, we need another $2,000 for property taxes. We're going to lose the house. Grandma's voice. Didn't Sophia just send you money for that? My mother. Sophia sent money for the mortgage. This is different. I paused it. That same week, Grandma sent you $2,000, and I sent you $1,100 for the mortgage. That's $3,100 total for bills you claimed you couldn't pay. I pulled up the next file. This is Dad's Facebook, private account, posted December 8th. Photos of my parents in Hawaii. Beach, drinks, sunset. The room erupted in whispers. You went to Hawaii, I said. First class. 5 days. While telling both Grandma and me that you were about to lose your house. My father's face went red. Sophia, that trip was... We needed a break. You needed a $4,200 vacation while lying to your daughter and your mother about being broke? My mother grabbed for the remote. I held it away. Next recording, I said. January 10th. Brooke calling Mom. Brooke's voice. Mom, I need those pearls sold before Sophia notices they're gone. I already have a buyer lined up. My mother's voice. Are you sure she won't check her apartment? Brooke. She's working doubles all week. I'll be in and out in 10 minutes. The room went dead silent. Brooke's face drained of color. That's edited. That's not real. It's time-stamped, I said. And I have the building security logs showing you entered my apartment on January 10th at 2:47 p.m. while I was at work, saving a 12-year-old's life after a car accident. I pulled up the next file. My mother's face on camera, talking to someone off-screen. We need to get Sophia under control, my mother was saying. She's starting to ask too many questions about the money. I think we should stage an intervention, make it public, get the family on our side. If we do it right, she'll be so humiliated she won't dare push back. The voice off screen was Brooke's. Can I film it for my channel? My mother laughed. Sure, might as well get some content out of it. The room exploded. You planned this? Aunt Marlene's voice was shaking. You called all of us here to humiliate her on purpose? For content? Uncle David stood up. You used us for your daughter's social media? My mother's hands were shaking. No, that's... You don't understand. I understand perfectly, I said. I was surprised by how calm my voice was. You've been stealing from me and Grandma for over a year. Double dipping. Asking both of us for the same bills. I've sent you $8,920 in 8 months. Grandma sent you $14,000, while you went on vacations, bought designer clothes, and planned to humiliate me in front of everyone I know. I pulled up the final document. Grandma's will. This is Grandma's real will, filed with the state 6 months ago. It leaves everything to me. Her house, her savings, her trust fund, $147,000 total. I turned to my mother. The power of attorney you forged to get access to that trust? Jonathan Marsh has the original in his office, with a handwriting expert's report confirming you forged Grandma's signature. My mother's face went from red to white. You're lying. I'm an ER nurse, I said quietly. I work 14-hour shifts. I've coded patients at 3 a.m. and held their families while they cried. I've sent you every dollar you asked for because I believed family came first. I looked around the room, at all the faces staring at me. I have hospital badge records proving I was at work every time you claimed I stole from Grandma, every time you said I was neglecting her. I have bank statements showing every transfer. I have recordings of you planning this entire intervention like it was a theater production. I unplugged the USB drive. I'm not here for revenge, I said. I'm here because Grandma taught me that the truth matters, that evidence matters, that staying silent doesn't keep the peace. It just makes you complicit in the lies. I looked at my mother. You asked me to step up, to be there for family. I did, every single time, and you used it against me. I walked toward the door. Sophia, wait, my mother started. Don't, I said. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't show up at my work. If you need anything, talk to Jonathan Marsh. He's Grandma's attorney, and now he's mine too. I stopped at the door, turned around. Oh, and Brooke, your camera operator got all of that, right? Make sure you post it. Let your 340,000 followers know what real family looks like. I left, walked to my car, sat in the driver's seat. And for the first time in 8 months, I felt like I could breathe. 6 days later, my mother called Jonathan Marsh trying to contest Grandma's will. He sent her a letter outlining the evidence of fraud, theft, and elder abuse, along with a polite suggestion that she might want to drop it before he filed criminal charges. She dropped it. Brooke deleted her Instagram account after her followers turned on her. Apparently, staging interventions for content doesn't play well with the authenticity crowd. My father sent me one text. "You've embarrassed this family." I blocked his number. Aunt Marlene called to apologize. So did 3 cousins. Uncle David sent flowers to my apartment with a card that said, "I should have listened sooner, I'm sorry." I visited Grandma 2 weeks later. The care facility had removed the restricted visitor list after my mother's power of attorney was revoked. She was sitting in her chair by the window, the same one she'd always loved. "Little star," she said, smiling. "You did it." "You did it," I corrected. "You planned everything." "I just gave you the tools," she said. "You had the courage." I sat on the floor next to her chair the way I had when I was little. "I'm tired of being strong," I admitted. "Then rest," she said simply. "You've earned it." She passed away 3 months later. Peacefully. In her sleep. I was there. So was Aunt Marlene, Uncle David, my coworker Carla, Dr. Marcus from the hospital. My parents didn't come. Brooke sent a text asking if the funeral would be filmed. I deleted it. 1 year later, I'm standing in Grandma's kitchen, my kitchen now, painting the yellow wallpaper white. Starting fresh. The house is mine. The trust fund paid off my student loans. I'm working 3 days a week instead of 5 because I can finally afford to. I adopted a cat, named her Pearl. And every Sunday morning, I make cinnamon rolls using Grandma's recipe. The smell fills the whole house. If you're watching this and you've ever paid someone else's bills while they lied to your face, type, "I stopped paying," in the comments. Or if you chose to keep helping anyway because hope dies hard, type, "I'm still trying." Both are valid. Both take strength. If this story meant something to you, check the description for more stories just like this one. Thank you for being here.